This is why a lot of people feel betrayed.
I thought he was going to be different.
Let's not fight these stupid wars.
In this video, we're going to be breaking down why so many more conservatives are going against MAGA, more specifically President Trump, and what this shift actually means. And it's not just conservatives, it's moderates, independents, a large part the same people who helped get him elected, even myself, hello, that are now starting to feel like, what's going on here? They're feeling a little confused by this administration. And to be clear, there's a difference between outright regretting your vote for Trump and just feeling let down with how things have been played out. Because I know a lot of people who are not happy with how this administration has been handling things, but they still would prefer this presidency over Kamala. A lot of people seem to be landing in that space because this infighting isn't random. There's real reasons behind it, and it says a lot about where things could be headed next. So if you like this kind of raw and real commentary, be sure to subscribe and let's dive right into this video.
Right-wing influencers are turning on Trump, even some who campaigned with him, because they don't like his latest actions or his words.
I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human?
I've heard this a lot. Can he just behave? He's wilding, he's out of pocket, which for the most part is true. Now, we have known Trump to be this type of man, very brash, very open. We saw this in his 2016 campaign. That's why he got this rise to fame. But there's more behind that. It was more, the things he was saying in 2016 were rooted in truth. When he was just being out of pocket and completely brash, it was like finally we're seeing a politician, or a politician should I say, just say it for what it is. But now he's just saying things that don't make sense. He's going after, we're gonna get into this, he's been going after Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, all the people that were really big supporters of him. As soon as they call out something they don't like, all of a sudden, oh, they're a traitor. Oh, they never were with us. They're low IQ, they're stupid, their ratings are low. That part's weird. And we're also gonna get into this part too. They're still seen as grifters, which to me, that shows anything but a grift. If you're telling me I'm a grifter because I voted for Trump, then all of a sudden I'm still a grifter because I'm calling him out. No, it's called being a real decent human being. It's called not idolizing and worshiping a president. No.
See, Trump has a MAGA problem, and the Iran war made it worse, including this Easter Sunday social media post demanding Iran open the effing Strait of Hormuz.
To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christian.
Between that and that little Jesus photo, I'm really like, Trump, you are just acting wild. It seems like ever since he got shot in the ear, that assassination attempt, ever since then, he's been a little bit different. Like, yeah, I'm glad he's passing certain things. The border's looking kind of good. But in regards of MAGA, Make America Great Again, and putting America first, and we're putting all this money and all this devotion towards this war in Iran and helping out Israel, it don't make sense. It's not adding up. And it feel like it's like PR control. You need PR help. Really, that's what it seems like. Because again, we know Trump to be out of pocket, but like how he's acting now, it's a different out of pocket. It just, none of it makes sense. Usually before, it was like he was out of pocket and then everyone on the right understood what he was saying and meaning. But now it's like split. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Can't support that.
And when Trump wrote "A whole civilization will die tonight," it prompted calls for the 25th Amendment to be invoked.
How do we 25th Amendment his ass?
Tackle Trump and let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
Removal is unlikely, but this could be a problem for Trump and Republicans ahead of the midterm elections this fall.
It is split. Like literally, like it seems like the conservative base, like Republicans, they're just split down the middle really since Charlie Kirk, his assassination, that really ruffled a lot of feathers. You got people that are just like for Trump and anything that he's doing, and people who are still more Republican, still more conservative, but like anti-Trump. And this split that we're seeing, it's on the rise so much that it really has ruffled Trump's feathers, and he's upset and he's angry and he's calling it out. What we see here, Trump slams conservative media figures over splitting with him on Iran. Now, something I want to do here is I want to see how is the left framing the story, because if the left is being really fair on this, that's when you know it's kind of bad. Donald Trump criticized conservative media figures Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones, all the people that really loved him, on Truth Social for opposing his war with Iran, calling them losers with low IQs. That's what you result to? You get some valid pushback because you ran on no new wars, then you doing this. You get some pushback and you're sitting here just calling them losers with low IQs. This is how reading the news should feel. Like, I just want to get my news for what it is, see what happened, and go about my day. And that's exactly why we're using today's sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and a mobile app that makes reading the news so much easier and honestly empowering, since it tells you exactly what's going on. I mean, every day they're taking in all the different news articles from around the world and organizing them by story. And then each story comes with a visual breakdown of bias distribution, reliability, and ownership of all the reporting outlets. I mean, with how overwhelming and stressful the news cycle can be, it's easy to feel like your opinions are starting to be shaped by whatever you're seeing the most. But instead of forming your opinion off the perspectives of other people, you can go straight to the source, look at all sides of the coverage, and utilize the tools Ground News has to offer, since they put it all in one page that is extremely easy to use and understand. That's why I've been using Ground News for well over 5 years at this point now. It makes me more equipped to talk about the news and understand what's going on because I'm actually seeing it for what it is. If you're someone that says, oh, I get my news from CNN or I get my news from Fox, all you're saying is, oh, I get my news from the left, or oh, I get my news from the right. But when you say, oh, I get my news from Ground News, what you're actually saying is you get your news from everywhere, from everyone, all in one spot. So if you want to get involved with this and you want to check it out, be sure to tap the link below. It's going to QR code here on the screen. And with that, they're giving you 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the one that I use that unlocks all the cool features that we've seen here in this video. And that price comes out to like a coffee a month, which again, in this age of media and you wanting to be informed, that is more than worth it. So if you're someone that wants to see the news from a level playing field, then be sure to give Ground News a try.
Let me tell you something, and this is just reality, okay? Going back to just the rules of the jungle, okay? Let all the politicians and advisors around you evaporate for just a moment. Just you and me, ready? People will not fight beside, behind, or for someone who is fundamentally disloyal.
Yeah.
Okay? If disloyalty and deceit is in your nature, then I highly suggest that you combine it with silence.
And what Candace is meaning by that is, don't say you're going to do all these different things. Because remember, in his first campaign, he did pretty good. Obviously, I still wish he did way more on the border in his first term, but whatever. He did decent. This time he come around, we're going to expose Epstein. We're going to get in no new wars, and we know what happened with that. Whereas if he was silent, we wouldn't be where we are today, where people feel disloyal, people feel distrusted, people feel betrayed, should I say. Because you're doing all the things you said you wouldn't be doing. That's what Candace means by that.
You can be what you are, but I would advise you do it quietly, Trump. Because MAGA is no longer commanded by you, and you know it. You know it. You belong to the Epstein class. That is your legacy now. People will see your name on buildings, whatever was agreed upon in those boardrooms, Jared Kushner, Trump, Gaza, hotel, whatever you tweeted, so crass. They will see that. You will earn that. And then when they see it, they will think about how many children had to die or be raped by men on islands so that you could stick the Trump name upon a building.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there right now, even like ex-MAGA people, ex-Trump supporters, and now when they see Trump's name, all they can think about is all the innocent children being killed over in the war with Iran, and then all funding Israel for all the things that they're doing, but then Epstein too, and how everyone's just like getting away with it. Like, I feel like there's a lot that Trump could be doing regarding Epstein and the war that he's just not. And there really isn't this MAGA America First vibe that people are getting from Trump, to the point where people are calling him out. And I think this behavior, it's fair, it's needed. We need people to hold politicians accountable to the things that they're doing. Not even just the things that they're doing, but the things that they're saying. The promises that aren't being kept. Hold them accountable for that. It's like, even with this Epstein stuff, Epstein's been around since the early 2000s. Kamala then went on interviews and said, well, we weren't going to touch Epstein at all. That's the part that's frustrating me too about the Democrat side. It's like, y'all were sitting on Epstein. Biden, Kamala, it was right there. Y'all say, no, we'll let somebody handle it the next term.
Why didn't the Biden administration release those files? Was that something that they felt would look bad while they're running against this guy? Or why didn't they come out during your administration?
To give you an answer that will not satisfy your curiosity, I will tell you, we, perhaps to our damage, but we strongly and rightly believed that there should be an absolute separation between what we wanted as an administration and what the Department of Justice did. We absolutely adhered to that, and it was right to do that. The Justice Department would make its decisions independent of any political or personal vendetta or concern that we may have. And that's the way it worked.
So yeah, I want to hold Trump accountable, but also too, why are we acting like they weren't sitting on it either? It's disingenuous, but yet Candace has a point where MAGA is no longer commanded by you. You belong to the Epstein class. People are completely fed up. Epstein and this war were the final straw for a lot of these people out here.
Our government is not here to help the people.
Obviously.
They've been compromised.
That's true.
So are there any rules against when people, but the crazy part is we're working to pay the taxes to keep them doing, it's like,
I know.
And that starts to make you feel sick.
You have Theo and Joe Rogan, both who have had podcasts with President Trump before he was being elected, calling him out. And they both feel like the government's been compromised, which I feel that way too. It feels very weird and shady, especially with how much we're doing for other countries out there, spending all this money on all these different wars and campaigns when we have all this shit to fix here in America. And that's what I thought was going to happen the most. But it's apparent that's not the main prerogative. That's not the main mission. And it's people like you and I, people like this, that are really starting to voice their opinion on this.
So this isn't going to go too well with my followers, but I no longer support Trump. I used to be a huge supporter of him. I've been to 3 of his rallies. I have a picture with him, not like us standing together, but we're in the same room. But I no longer support him. I have over 200,000 followers from posting right-wing content, but I'm not on the right anymore. I'm not on the left either. I don't think either sides of the political spectrum work to fight for us. They work to fight for themselves and the billionaires that fund them.
And I feel like that's when you get to the point where you realize, okay, not necessarily about me promoting the left all the time, not about me promoting the right all the time, but just promoting what's good and what's bad. Calling it out for what it is, saying, okay, I like this over here, I don't like that. I like this over here, I don't like that. And just bringing it down to that. We shouldn't be blindly pouring our allegiance to one side. I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. No. Have your viewpoints, have your values, find a politician that aligns with that the most, promote them, back them with the options that you can, and go about your day. But I just find it funny because I get called a grifter all the time. I'm sure he's been called a grifter. This is the least thing from grifting. This is saying, hey guys, I know I made right-wing content. I know I promoted Trump before, but I'm not liking where things are going right now. That's real.
From things Trump has been doing in his second term, like not wanting to release the Epstein files, he did, but not all of them, and he didn't want to at first. He said, and I quote, "Are we really still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?" Even though he ran on the fact that he would release the files. That's one of the reasons I supported him during his presidential campaign. Plus all the propaganda coming from Trump and the White House social media accounts. And even CNN has came into it, which I thought was far left, but I guess not, because they're saying Trump's MAGA approval rating is 100%.
I remember seeing that. The Trump's MAGA approval rating is 100%. Who are you doing these polls to? And clearly you just polled his diehard base. That don't make no sense. 100%?
Oh, shit. Of course, MAGA is going to approve of Trump. What kind of statistic is that? Not only that, but him threatening to eliminate an entire civilization, aka Iran. Like, sure, they might not like us. They might be a threat. They could be, I'm not sure. But to threaten to end their entire civilization when there's babies, there's kids, people that are not a threat to us
at all,
is just sickening. That's just some of the reasons why I no longer support him.
Yeah, that's valid. And again, you cannot support Trump and say, hey, I like that you did this. Condoning an action isn't condoning the likes of the entire person. That's not how we should be looking at things. Just because someone voted for Trump doesn't mean they back 110% of everything Trump was standing for and said he was going to do. No. However, it's apparent the biggest claims, the biggest reasons that Trump was running and I'm going to release Epstein files, no new wars, America first, and people aren't seeing that. There's people like this saying, you know what? No, this is getting to be a little bit too much, especially when all you're doing is making pointless claims and ranting online. And I know people were saying like during when Biden was president, oh, I missed the mean tweets, bring mean tweets back. Bring mean tweets back that make sense. Bring the mean tweets back that have a bit of truth to it. But the mean tweets, I'm gonna end an entire civilization, F this, all y'all are low IQ, this is dumb, this is stupid. You look like you're crashing out every 2 days, sir. This is why, I'm tired of having old people in office. I truly do think there needs to be a limit on the age in office. I think there needs to be a limit in age in a lot of things. Like, I'm tired of old niggas on the road. If you old, get out the car. I think after 70, you need to go and do your license test every single year because things can fluctuate so fast. After 70, every single year, and then I'm going to say after 70, you can't run for office. You got to be out. You got to be gone. You can only be in office from like 35 to 65, 70. That's it. Half the time, they're not even going to be living long enough to feel the repercussions of the actions that they're taking. You used to be like, F it, I'm dying within 5-6 years. It don't matter. Do this, do that, do this, do that. I don't like that. That's not fair. But more and more, we're seeing people like this. And let me know in the comments below if you felt this way too, if your friends have. And even if you're part of the Reset Club, which you can join below, where it's just a group filled with like-minded individuals and they have exclusive content. It's so much fun in there. Let me know too, like, how do you feel about this and where do you land?
First, the whole point of being for an America First administration was, no, we don't want to sacrifice over here for doing some unnecessary shit over there.
Come on, Dave.
And if Donald Trump's way of selling it now, you got to go, you have to your starting point is you're campaigning on, let's not fight these stupid wars, specifically the one in Iran too. Let's not fight these stupid wars. Let's stop wasting money. They're unnecessary wars, and let's focus on our country because we got so many problems here. And then you go, all right, actually, we got to sacrifice and tighten the belt a little bit here because we got to do something over there. It really, in order to pull off that much of a 180, it really relies on your ability to sell people that this was necessary.
You're going to need to really prove that there's a higher meaning to this. There's a point in this, because then when you run on no stupid wars, we're going to look into all the fraud, all the waste, stop sending money overseas, we're going to focus on America first, and then you don't do that. Okay, why are we over there? Be real. We've talked about Iran, we've talked about Venezuela on this channel, and there seem to be like some military operations, like some things of why something might have made sense, but be willing up front, because now shit's just like, okay, it's getting to a point now where like you got to really show your cards and say, okay, American people, here's why we're doing this, yada, yada, yada. Like, make people want to defend you, make people want to back you. You're pushing people away more than anything.
And Donald Trump just has the laziest thing ever. Oh, they would have destroyed the world.
You can't, no.
Is there even one Fox News watching father-in-law who really believes that the world would have been over if we hadn't fought this war? Because is anybody that lost? I suppose there's some people who just whatever Trump says they'll believe, but it's just like
there is.
You, in order to pull off a 180 like that, you would need something.
Yeah, like again, I'm telling y'all, this war has really changed how a lot of people are viewing our president, MAGA, Republicans, conservatives, the whole nine. It really has. Like, Epstein was already pissing people off. This war just took it to another level, and people are stepping back like, okay, again, I'm not necessarily saying I would have preferred Kamala in office, but I'm more so like, damn, I really trusted this man, and I can't anymore. And I know there's a decent amount of liberals that are like, we told you can't trust him. We told you he's stupid. We told you no Trump. No, this is not the same. It's for different reasonings. Because when you were saying, oh, he's mean and he's crazy, you won't even like ICE. Like y'all still on that. You don't even like ICE, where this large group over here, they do like ICE. They do want border patrol. They do want stronger borders and protection. So just because you have more conservatives, moderates, independents saying, oh, I'm not the happiest with the Trump administration, doesn't mean y'all are on the same page now exactly on, we should have had Kamala. It really, what this has done is how the left left the left. This has really pushed people to leave the right and push more people to the middle. More and more people are gravitating towards the middle and just acknowledging what's good and what's evil. Less sports team politics, less Democrat, Republican, more good and evil, this, that, wrong and bad. Like, that's really what we're pushing people towards, which personally I think is fine. But I think all the left-wing people that are like trying to score on Republicans, no, it's not what you're thinking.
If you were one of my followers just because I supported Donald Trump, you can kindly leave. I no longer support Trump. I no longer support the Republican Party. I don't support the Democratic Party and anything they stand for. I support God.
I feel like that's a really good opportunity for like a learning moment for your base, and try to educate your base on why you're changing your mind and really try to bring things together than being that brash. I no longer support Trump. If you follow me because I support Trump, then don't follow me. You need to leave. I wouldn't go that far. No. I know there's a decent amount of people watching this video right now that fall on the left or fall on the right. They don't agree with me 100% on everything, but we're still here because it's honest, it's open, it's raw, it's transparent. We're able to have these conversations, which I encourage and which I love, and I want more of that. And I think even in our own friend groups, We should be encouraging more of these types of conversations and less of this. Less of this or that, less of the all or nothing, less of the, well, if you don't agree with me 100% on this, you need to leave. Or if you voted for this, you need to go. No, we need more conversations. We need more people talking, communicating, and really hearing each other out. So I'm glad she was like, I'm not on the left, I'm not on the right, I'm just more in the middle. That's cool. But if you're gonna do that, do it from a place of compassion, meaning, understanding, and empathy. That's just me.
Not proud of it, man enough to say it. I was one of those guys back in 2020, 2024, shit, even 2016 before I could vote. I was all for Trump. I was all for MAGA. I believed he was going to make America great again. I believed he was going to drain the swamp. I thought he was going to be different. He wasn't a career politician. And boy, was I wrong. My views didn't change. They still remain the same. I did fall for the deception, though, because I can't in good conscience.
That's what I was meaning by, like, it's not so much a win for the left. The people's views really didn't change. The left left the left. Trump left MAGA. Trump left Republicans. Like, people still hold the same views. I still hold the same views. But it's clear he doesn't represent those views as much as I thought he did or as much as he said he would. That's the difference. So I'm glad he pointed that out.
Support someone who's responsible for a pointless war where thousands of innocent lives are dying every single day. I can't support someone who mocked Christ on Easter. I sure as hell can't support someone who calls the people who want transparency on one of the most heinous and insidious acts in human history, the Epstein files, calls them liars and lunatics. He's probably a part of it himself.
Candace had a point. People are really looking at Trump and all they're saying is Epstein and war. That's terrible. Like, nothing else tainted that man's name as much as... No, I can't. Let me know in the comments below, but I can't think of anything else. Especially from, like, the right feeling like this. It's literally this war and Epstein. He done effed up.
Can't support that. When it comes to politics, it's hard to even align myself with one of the parties because they're both being controlled by the same puppeteers at the top. So I was wrong. Not proud of it. Man enough to say it.
Man enough to say it. Man enough to put your pride aside and say, you know what? Yeah, I voted for Trump. I was pushing Trump. And now I'm like, okay, I don't know what this man's doing. My views are still pretty much the same. He's not representing this as much as I thought he would. And I'm pushed away towards the middle now. Like, the left left the left, people are leaving the left. Trump left the right, people leaving the right. And people are realizing that both are bad. Obviously, I fall in this camp too. That Republicans were less bad than Democrats, which I still do. Because again, I'm not going to say I would much rather Kamala in office right now. However, I think more people than ever are leaning towards this group of, like, libertarians, centrists that are just like, you know what? Both these people crazy. Something needs to change. Let's just acknowledge what's good, what's bad, and go about our day. I'm very curious about the next president election and if we're going to have an independent win. I feel like we would have came close this last election, but that's a video for another day. But I genuinely think there's more people now in the middle more than ever before.
We all respect Joe, and he's a little bit more liberal than that's okay. I have a lot of friends that are liberal, but Joe is an amazing guy.
That was President Donald Trump with Joe Rogan in the Oval Office on Saturday. A bit of a surprising photo op given Rogan's recent criticism of the conflict in Iran, saying that some Trump supporters felt betrayed by it.
Most people that voted for Trump or wanted Trump to be in office, one of the things that was attractive was this no more wars.
Sure, of course.
And now we're in one of the craziest ones.
Now, despite being at odds with the White House on the war, Rogan was standing near Trump at an executive order signing expediting the FDA review of certain psychedelics as therapy drugs.
Which is important. That's great. I love that you're able to call someone out. Like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And man up. Go face to face with the man. Like, hey, I don't like that you're doing this, this, and this. To the point where even Trump acknowledges he's way more liberal than I am. That Joe Rogan. However, on this specific topic for Americans, this American First executive order, we can talk about it. We can highlight it. Joe Rogan's there. Joe Rogan's been fighting for, you know, more of the psychedelic therapies for years now. That's part of his thing. That's awesome to see. And I know for some people, like my friend, it was a little bit jarring seeing that, like, you was just talking crap about him and then you're in the White House. Yeah. I'm gonna pull up. I don't know where else to put it.
Even claiming the move was his idea.
I want to tell everybody how this happened.
I sent President Trump some information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick.
Now, I wonder if he did. Text that man about the war. Text that man about Epstein. Okay? Do that. But I can put my pride aside. Joe can put his pride aside and say, you know what? I'm glad you're doing this. Not saying I'm glad with your whole presidency. Not saying I'm glad of everything you're doing, but I'm glad you're helping out Americans with therapy. I'm glad you're helping out Americans with psychedelic research. That's a win. And even like going through some of the comments on the video, Joe Rogan's spineless. I can't believe Joe Rogan did this. He's giving up. He's a fraud. You guys, the whole point I feel like we should be doing is calling out good and bad. You can say, like, at the end of the day, this isn't like some random person. The man's our president. Am I upset with some of the things Trump has been doing? Yeah. But will I applaud when he does something good? Yes. He's still the pilot of this plane that is America. I may not like the pilot of my plane, but damn it, I want him to fly us to safety. He still has to fly the damn plane. So regarding Trump, whether you like him or not, he's still our president. It's only been a year. So we're going to have to work with him the next 3 years, whether you like it or not. So I think it's great that Joe Rogan can sit here on one side and say, hey, Trump, I don't like this, and this. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And then go over there and be like, hey, thanks for doing this. I'm glad we're working towards something America first. Let's do more of this and less of that. I don't see the problem in that. I don't see how that's spineless. I don't see how that's not standing on business. That's good. We should be expected to consistently criticize a politician. Say, hey, this politician did some good. Hey, this politician did some bad. And if you're not that tapped in on politics, say you don't know. There's some things I don't know. There's some things we're not going to be talking about on this channel until I learn more about it. That's just, it is what it is. I'm not going to act like some big know-it-all. I'm not going to act like I'm Charlie Kirk or somebody like that at that figure where I just know everything. I know I don't. I'm a man on my YouTube channel. Love y'all support. Thank you. With the whole sinus infection, doing a video talking about why some conservatives and Republicans and moderates and independents feel kind of iffy with Trump right now. So I'm cool with Joe Rogan, you know, going out there and saying, you know what, this is a win for America. I'm glad we did this. But consistently calling out Trump. That's like the least grifting thing that you can do. But all in all, this is the vibe that I'm feeling with from a lot of my friends, myself, and people out there regarding this presidency. It's seeming to all boil back down to this war, how we're handling the Iran war, and then Epstein and the lack of transparency there. Even though I will give Trump a little bit of credit, not the whole credit, a little bit of credit in that we have some things. Because remember, Joe Biden and Kamala, they sat on it. They said, I'm not exposing it. I'm not doing this. We're not focusing on this. This is not a prerogative. They left it for 4 years for Trump to deal with. So they're not off the hook either. And Trump isn't off the hook, but I'm glad there's a little bit something, you know? I can acknowledge that. I'll give him a little bit of that, but the man still needs to just like lay it all out there. That's where I'm at. Let me know in the comments below where you stand on this. Are you someone that supported Trump, that voted for Trump, or you're like, against him now a little bit, or like anti-MAGA, like not really supporting everything that he's doing? Or are you someone that's like, know what, no, there's a plan, 4D chess, Trump is right, always right, let's let him do his thing? Where do you land? And then even for my more liberal audience, like, are you just in the back peeping this like, I told you? Are you one of them? Or are you just like back in the middle, just like everything's crazy and I want it all to just kind of end? Where do you land? I'd love to know. But that's how I feel. That's how I've seen a lot of other people feel about this. It's just that, you know what? This Iran war and this Epstein stuff has really left a bad taste in people's mouth. And they're just in the middle, just like, I clearly can't trust nobody at this point. So I'm very curious what the new elections coming up, what they're going to be like. But besides that, thank you for your time being here, watching this video, supporting the content. It means the world to me. Major shout out to the Reset Club, all the members in there who get exclusive access to all the videos that I'll be putting in that channel and all my live streams that I'll be doing, playing video games, reacting to crazy body cam footages, prom outfits, motivational content, advice segment, the whole nine. It's all there. It's all great. So thank you for the Reset Club. And outside of that, I just want you to know that whatever you're going through right now, I don't know what it could be, but like whatever you're going through, it's called going through for a reason. You're not stuck there. You will survive. Truly. It is a season of your life that you will get through. And that is that. Like I literally, you have to remove yourself from your current environment, your current problems in life, and understand it's gonna be a time. Like you really have to remove yourself from your current life and your current position and look at it from a third person point of view and say, you know what? I got all this shit going on. I can't control the past right now. What's there is there. What's done is done. What I can control is how I move going forward. I'm making a plan. I'm executing on this plan. I'm doing what I need to do to take care of all the shit in my life and then go about your day. That's what you should be striving for, and that's what you should be doing. So hope you're doing that. Again, major thank you for the love and support, supporting this channel. We're on our road to 1 million. It blows my mind how close we are to 800,000 subscribers, but crazy. Thank you guys again for the support, and I will catch you in the next video. Deuces.